What if I told you that you're living in 3 different realms of reality simultaneously? And most people only are aware of one of them. You're in this world, but not of this world. This video will be your missing piece to understand how manifestation works and how to trust the process, enjoying it and feeling good now. And here is the secret. When you understand these 3 planes of existence, manifestation gets easier. You realize you are more than this physical body and mind. You are the spirit too. And the more aware you are of the true self, the I am, the less you cling, the less you doubt, and the more naturally your desires flow into reality. Wholeness within creates wholeness without. And the number 3 holds a powerful secret to it. So let's have a bit of fun with knowledge and get right into these 3 planes of existence and what it means for you and your manifestation process. Grab a beverage and let's get started. Hi, I'm Marta and welcome to my channel. To work with me or grab some of my free resources, please visit the description box below. Across cultures, wherever you look, the number 3 is everywhere. It's the key to balance and unity and the mystery of existence itself. From the Celtic triple goddess to Hindu Trimurti, from Christianity, Trinity, and the Hermetic philosophy's 3 parts of wisdom, to Norse mythology's 3 Norse, or even 3 roots of Yggdrasil, Tree of Life, every major tradition recognizes 3 realms of reality. And this isn't coincidence. It's pointing to something fundamental about how existence actually works. And the number 3 has always meant wholeness, completeness, and divine perfection. So let's get into this first realm or plane of existence. But before we go there, let me invite you to take my free masterclass on detachment and surrender. It's a hands-on mini course that I created on how to let go without giving up, which is the missing piece for many of us manifesting the life that we love. And it's completely free and made with love. And it's something that I'm super proud of. And I think it will really help you get to that state of trust and peace. So to get the masterclass, comment below free masterclass or DM me on Instagram to get the link. I'm excited to hear what you think about it. Now let's get back to the video. So let's start with this physical realm of reality, the most dense, tangible, and immediately visible to all of us. But first, let me emphasize that none of these planes is better or worse than the others. Each is real and magnificent in its own way, with its own unique limitations as well. And this is why the 3 planes exist, to complete each other, to create the whole together. The physical realm is where we experience life through our senses and bodies. It's actually the projection of our deeper consciousness, solid and convincing by design, so we fully immerse ourselves in this human experience and forget about this all being just an illusion. And here's something crucial to understand. You cannot change the physical realm by working within the physical realm alone. And this is the reason why so many people cannot manifest, because we're trying to change the 3D to change our experience. But it's the result and not the cause. This is the realm of bodies and possessions, physical sensations, and our human emotions. It's where we taste the sweetness of a peach and can touch a tree, watch a bird flying, hear music, and smell the ocean air. Without this realm, none of these miraculous experiences would be possible. And most of our lives, we think that this is all there is. And that's completely natural. And I was there too, of course, believing only in what I could see and measure, scientifically, analyzing everything. And there's nothing wrong with staying in this realm of awareness throughout your entire life. The experience is exactly as it's meant to be, conscious of the other planes or not. So it's by no means a reason to feel superior if you know more. That would be the spiritual ego speaking. Growth at the physical realm happens through increasing body awareness. Maybe it started when you realized that we are mortal and fragile. So we start caring for our bodies better with nutrition, exercise, better sleep. We begin feeling emotions and tensions physically. We notice how our mental state affects our physical well-being as well. These are all huge milestones and shouldn't be downplayed in manifestation journey also. And I have a video about signs your awareness is increasing, and you can watch it here. So for me, it all actually started with yoga, that connection with my body. And thanks to like shavasana moments of stillness at the end, feeling the effects of the exercise on my body, and consistently, I started to reconnect with my body this way. I also started to hear its signals more often and reacted to its needs, creating even more trust and connection this way, because that's how it works. And I started to treat it as a temple by eating healthfully and sleeping better. That was also around that time that I noticed how I rarely get ill. And even when I started to feel a bit ill, I was able to turn it around by taking some placebo, which was, of course, the power of my mind. And I would have some daily ginger, lemon, and turmeric tea, firmly believing that it will help me. And of course it did. And until this day, I can do that and manifest a headache away, for example. And it's just a fun experience to kind of feel like you're in control. So what also accelerated this process was my experience with the chronic back problems. And I experienced it for many years. I couldn't really walk without shooting pain months on end. And this experience was what actually pushed me further into gaining the awareness in other levels of existence. Also, it was a crucial experience and component on my path. And that was also the moment I realized that my mind can control my body, because I had to teach my brain how to not feel pain when I was moving. So I was literally rewiring my brain then. It was a very powerful experience for me. So if you're experiencing physical pain right now, I feel you, and just keep going. This too shall pass. And notice how we naturally say my body rather than I am this body, right? Even our language hints that we sense something beyond the physical, something that owns or inhabits this form rather than being identical to it. And this hint in our language also points to something important. If we're not identical to our bodies, then what is the I that possesses them? This is where we discover the mental realm of reality, the realm of thoughts, beliefs, memories, and stories that we tell ourselves about who we are. So comment below, what was the first wake-up moment for you? Was it some health scare or burnout that made you realize you were stuck in patterns? I'm curious which physical experience cracked you open first. The mental realm is where we discover the narrator in our heads, constantly creating stories about who we are, what happened to us, and what it all means. Then at some point in our life, something big happens. We might get into a toxic relationship or have the breakup. We have a health concern or a burnout, and we finally realize we've been repeating the same patterns over and over. And this is how we start to explore the mental plane. We notice that the things don't seem to work for us. We still identify with our thoughts, treating them as the inner chatter of the I. We may sometimes feel emotionally uncomfortable and may not always understand why that is. But over time, we see the patterns, right? We start to recognize the triggers, codependencies, and vulnerabilities. And maybe we also start to set some boundaries at that time. We don't know yet how to deal with all of that, how to fix it. And we see it as something that we should work on. We learn that our difficulties often trace back to childhood, to the experiences we had. We start diagnosing ourselves and categorizing the patterns and disorders and seeing the same dynamics play out in other people around us. And as we expand our mental awareness, we start to notice patterns in others also, something that is subconscious for others, but for us seems like a no-brainer. Expanding our own understanding helps us understand others around us more as well. We increase our levels of communication, we discover manifestation and the law of attraction, thinking that maybe if psychology didn't work, we should try a little magic. And with this desperation, and believe me, we are all desperate. We search for new methods to improve our lives. We acquire knowledge about many things. We try different ways of psychology and psychedelics and acupuncture, wear jewelry with crystals, try CrossFit, write affirmations, try subliminal tapes, balance our chakras, go for a yoga retreat in India, meditate naked, eat only vegetables, do breath work, try tantra, eat with your hands, get your aura cleaned. Be honest in the comments how many of these methods and many other ones have you tried. Give yourself a point for each one and tell me the score. And I think I did like 10 out of 15 mentions. So no shame, no judgment. Here is what we don't realize. We are still trying to think our way into peace, using the mind to fix the mind. But the mental realm, like the physical one, has its limits. It can only take us so far. In spite of doing all this work, something is still missing. We are desperately searching for a solution to the problem that we don't understand. Now, there are ways to shift your state quickly when you're stuck in mental loops. And I have the whole video with this that I call the Patronus charm method for raising your vibration. So it's going to be linked here. But even these techniques work best when you understand what realm you're actually operating from. The searching just never ends because we're looking for something the mind cannot provide. True fulfillment exists beyond thoughts and stories entirely, in the spiritual realm of reality. So all that endless seeking in the mental plane was looking for this. What you were seeking was what you already are. You've always been. Because a part of you knew this all along. That's why it took you on this journey. And every time you sought to feel better, it was the infinite intelligence within you remembering who you truly are. This is why all the fixes were never enough. They were not the truth your soul has sought. Because only there, on the spiritual realm, there is understanding, the truth, fulfillment, surrender, and peace, finally and permanently. No more chasing. You are home. It's a plane where all exists at the same time, and it's all already yours. It's the most powerful of all the planes, but it has limitations also. For example, it's not the 3D where the human self can touch and experience it. It is instant, available at all times, which doesn't mean it's not true, of course. It is. The imagination is the only reality, but not tangible. When we realize that we are this universe or the divine consciousness just experiencing itself, and that the soul is not in the body, but it's rather that the body is in the soul, then all changes. You no longer see yourself as the thinker, so you detach from the thoughts. You are no longer just this body and that human that needs fixing. You were never broken. This deep self-love and acceptance washes over you. And everything that happens in your life is perfect exactly as it's supposed to be. And you are not the voice in your head commenting on the experience. You are the silent awareness in which that voice appears. You are not the emotions that come and go. You are the unchanging presence that witnesses them. And this is why the manifestation felt so effortful before. You thought that you, the ego, had to make certain things happen, thus the techniques. But it's the deeper I am, the pure consciousness itself, that effortlessly expresses as you experience. You simply align with your true self and surrender, trusting what's for you is coming. You are happiness, love, peace in its core. Everything else that is your human self just obscures it with worries and fear and, being so caught up in this 3D experience. We confused ourselves to be the ego that is attached to every emotion, assigning it a meaning and really blowing it out of proportion a little bit, because the ego just wants us to survive, while everything is actually all neutral experience. The good, the bad, everything in between. What we call our problems and successes, good days, bad days, these are just appearances arising in consciousness. The awareness itself remains untouched, peaceful, and complete. Always. It's unmutable. And here's the beautiful paradox. Once you stop trying to fix or improve yourself, reminding yourself that all is well, your human experience naturally begins to align with your true nature. So here's the secret. Manifestation flows from spiritual to mental to physical, and never the other way around. Most people try to manifest from the mental realm using their mind to force reality with affirmations and other different techniques, or they try to change the physical by working harder in the physical. But that's working backwards. You can't change the projection by messing with the screen. Real manifestation starts from that I am consciousness. It's effortless because it's not personal. It's the universe expressing as you. You are the manifestation. The bridge of incidence is formed the moment you accept your desire and make a decision to not desire it anymore, that you have it. The movement happens at all times after that step of acceptance, even when we see it as no movement. Know that every emotion and every contact or no contact, every step you take from your intuition leads you to your dream reality. The good, the bad, and all in between has the same outcome that you're destined to experience. And trusting the process means focusing on here and now, enjoying that in between. You can only control how much you do as a human. The rest is out of your hands. And in the hands of the subconscious or superconscious or this infinite intelligence that supports you in the background and wants the best for you. Your input should always come from enjoyment and inspiration and not fear. And I know you're this close to this understanding. So accept the limitations of the experience in each of these three planes. You don't need to figure out how. You don't need to force alignment. You simply rest as awareness and let your experience just unfold in front of you, lead you towards the natural flow through all those three realms of reality. And if you watched until this moment, then I thank you. Comment I am ready to stop trying to fix yourself and start remembering who you are. I will be very happy to see a comment like this. Let's create some collective energy around this shift. Thank you very much for watching. I know that this video will be helpful. But if you still have some questions, or of course, comment them below and I'll be happy to help. Links to my weekly newsletter, Self-Love Letter, free resources, and ways to work with me are all in the description box below. To get my free masterclass on detachment and surrender, comment below free masterclass and you'll get the link. These are the videos that YouTube think that you should watch next. And remember, you are brave, you are loved. Be kind to yourself. Bye now.